Hello and welcome back to Man Who Antz Plays the Solus Project. So, if you were with me last time, you'll know that we put in the last idle doll in the mill over here. Started all this going here, it started the wheels are turning on the mill. Down there you can see that it's now pumping loads of acid into the ocean, which is apparently what it's supposed to do, and then this mysterious pyramid started floating over towards us. We also had a whole range of orbs just hovering just over there over the water, which then all simultaneously exploded. So, that's about where we are with that. It's beautiful Aurora Borealis. Aurora Borealis? Don't know. Aurora. I think there's Aurora. What did I just say? Aria? I don't even know what I just said. Okay. So if you did watch the last video, you'll know that there was a bit of an issue with the horrendous red flicker when we started this going, and I went into the options. I don't know if you can see the options, or you can. And dropped all the settings down as low as they could go so I could get it to work. So I did just try putting them up to medium, and there was just a tiny bit of red flicker still, which I think is pretty specific to this particular bit of the game because of the, I don't know why, it seems like the movement of the windmill plus the pyramid and the Aurora Borealis that all seem to just come together to make a horrible nightmare for my graphics card, and it started to chug a little bit. So I've left it all down on low, which unfortunately means we've lost a little bit of fidelity, particularly off in the distance. Apart from that, it doesn't look too bad. The resolution is down to up to 100%. I did have it lower than that, and it all looks crisp enough still. So I think we're going to be okay, and it doesn't seem to have any red flicker. So we shall move onwards then. If you'll recall, when we came into the mill, hanging on this bar over in front of the doorway here, there was a giant lizard-type creature which did not seem happy to see us. And obviously you're not detectives, I don't expect you to notice everything, but it's now missing. Look at that. So, I said when we came in that I think it's going to come back and bite us in the ass, and that thing looks like it's going to come back and bite us in the ass. So that's something to look forward to, isn't it? So the forward vector is down here, that's just a rock. I don't recall if there's a skeleton on that one, or maybe if the beast came and had a way with it, the first food it's had in God knows how long, I guess. What's the actual way down? What's the actual way up, I should guess? How did we even get here? It must have been, oh, it was over here, wasn't it? I can see it now. I can see it now. It wants us to go over there. And of course the easiest way of going over there, I suppose we can actually be at the top there. That's all the way back inside, isn't it? Is it going to be easier to fling something down there and jump up, or should we just walk around like normal people? Let's walk around, in fact, because we don't know what kind of things may have changed with the mill going. We don't know if we're going to see the beast. Is that the sunrise over there, or is it? I don't recall that island being quite as close before. So I don't know whether this is to do with the graphical settings changing, or if it's how it's always looked. Why is that flashing at me like you're not looked? Like I've not looked at it. Oh, there's the giant beast, which you may be able to make out just there. Who, if you remember reading that thing there, he basically just pushed all of the non-believers, all of the dissenters, the rebellion, pushed them all off the edge, just like that. So we're heading this way. I'm sure one of these ones near the mill, I'm sure one of them had. Oh, is the sun coming up? Look at that. Probably don't need that anymore. No, we do need that still. It's very cold. Sure there's a skeleton on at least one of these. And I'm just not too sure. Oh, there is a skeleton there. Oh, okay, so he hasn't eaten all the skeletons up. Or is that where he came from? No, I don't think that's where he came from. Okay, let's make our way back then. How are we doing for food and water?
Record.
Oh.
I just turned on some huge pumps built into a cliff face. And as far as I can tell, they've extracted acidic fluid from the giant caverns below the island. I was led here, I think, by some kind of spherical craft. It's hard to get a grip on anything that's going on this planet.
True that.
The scale of the technology here is mind-boggling.
Crazy. Yeah.
Why did these beings choose to come here, to this undeveloped world, and build massive machines? Whoever was on this planet, is on this planet, must have come here for a reason. I don't know why yet. Scan out.
Why is he assuming they came here rather than they started here? We know they brought people here. The people we're thinking are sort of proto-humans, essentially. We know they brought people here. That's a hell of a close, isn't it? How's that doing for my red flicker? No, we seem okay. I do still have a case open with Oculus to try and resolve the red flicker in the mirror window. Part of the initial issue is that I only really have it, or only really noticed it, I should say, with Steam VR games. And so at first they were like, with Steam VR, we're not doing nothing. It's your problem. I pointed out then that I could also replicate it in, what did I do it in? Or Arizona Sunshine, because that was something which had a lot of graphical options. So if I whacked up the options in Arizona Sunshine, it replicates the red flicker, showing it is a bit more of an Oculus issue. But they're still having a little bit of trouble. I'm going to follow the path all the way around, just in case there's something interesting. Although, I don't know there is going to be at this point. So yes, so I haven't really asked around much. I did mean to put a few posts around to see if anyone else has either noticed it. I mean, it's such a niche thing to notice that I can understand why no one else would notice it. Because most of the time you're not looking at the mirror anyway, because why would you? And I only noticed it because I'm recording the mirror in games which, by default, have the double eye, round, distorted mirrors. Which are only really the Solus Project and Everspace that I've really seen it do that. There are a couple of other smaller things like Valkyrie Blade and things like that. But nothing particularly major. So why would anyone notice it? So I did mean to put a post on like Reddit or something and say to people, you can just give it a go and see what happens. The climb was a good one for replicating it. But the problem with the climb was you have to have the climb's mirror as the focus, and it's a full screen application, so it has to take up your full screen. If you've only got one monitor, you cannot see the Oculus mirror because it's behind it. So I actually had to record the mirror without being able to see it and then go back and take a look. This looks like a pretty big one, doesn't it? Oh, hello. Hello. Yeah. I'm assuming this is bits of our ship coming down still. And there's the giant pyramid hovering just over there. Is he still moving, I wonder? So yes, and in the ongoing saga of the red flicker issue, one of the things they asked me to do was to uninstall and reinstall Oculus Home, taking the backup of my games and restoring them, which I did. Which didn't resolve the issue, and then a few games, not many, Blaze Rush was one of them I remember, and a couple of others, a few games then decided they were going to have an issue and say that they had an update required which failed to install each time, no matter what I tried to do. And any other game which then had an update come out, and I can't remember what there was now. I think Serious Sam was one of them. No, I don't think it was. Something. So any game that had an update post my uninstall reinstall had the same issue where it couldn't update. So I reported that to Oculus, and then they said they would look into that. Oh, we have been over there. They would look into that in lieu of looking at the red flicker. And the first thing they suggested was to uninstall Oculus, delete the program file folders, delete the folders from apps and users, which I did, reinstalled Oculus, restored the backup of my games. I did take a fresh backup as well, so obviously everything was as it should be. Restored the backup of my games, restarted Oculus as per the instructions in the how to backup and restore, and none of my games came back. So currently my Oculus library contains the 3 starter things, which are like Farlands and First Contact and things like that. But in fact, I don't even think it contains Farlands, does it? It contains the 3 starter things and nothing else. And I am very hesitant. Well, there's all the acid being pumped out, but I've gone the wrong way. I am very hesitant about... Where are we supposed to go? Over here? Over here. About installing anything else or moving back any of the files or folders that I deleted originally, because I think they're still in my recycle bin. I'm pretty sure I haven't removed it just in case. Probably should have just taken a backup rather than put them in the recycle bin, but there we go. Just in case it makes anything worse. Just in case it makes anything worse. I'd hate to be in a position where they say, oh, make sure you do this, but for the love of God, don't do this, and it turns out that's the exact thing I've already done. So, waiting to hear back from them. They've been pretty responsive generally, but I did tell them yesterday evening of my latest issues with my game library disappearing. I didn't know... You know when I've complained about the fact that sometimes when I think I'm pressing forward I seem to be going at a slight angle? I did not know that the angle of your movement is determined by where your left hand is pointing. And what video is this now? Like 32? Something like that? So we're probably at I mean, some of the videos have been a bit long, but if we assume 20 minutes per video, that's... Oh, hello, more orbs. So they didn't all blow up when the pyramid arrived. Okay. So yes, we've done about 30 videos, 20 minutes per video on average. My maths is terrible, but is that 10 hours? I mean, it must be, mustn't it? So we had a lot of gameplay essentially, and that's the first time I can walk backwards doing that. That's concerning.
Inventory full.
I will eat that though. Thank you very much, mysterious benefactor. And then we should go up here and see what just threw. Or is it just coincidence and it just fell off the tree and happened to bounce down? Is that what happened? Or is that giant lizard creature just out of sight waiting for us? Yeah, it doesn't look too bad at these low settings, does it? It's obviously, it is clearly like, the things in the distance are definitely a little bit more, I don't know how much of a difference it makes to you. They're definitely a little bit like the sort of, the resolution drop is definitely noticeable at a distance. And you can see like the water down there clearly doesn't look as good as it did. So it's a shame I've had to drop the resolution down and all the settings down. But I think I'd rather that and record it in this nice square non-distorted window than go back to the original Solus Project recording method, which was just recording it as a distorted eyepiece, rendering that into a big like 3000 pixel video, moving with the left eye into the middle, cutting it all up, and just it was a faff. I essentially had to render it twice, which I'm sure doesn't do much for the quality. And yeah, so this is easier, and it definitely looks nicer at the end of the day. Having just this, oh, it's just the water, just this square output, it looks better for you people. It looks better just to watch. So though I did do a bit of a lens or anti-lens distortion, I suppose you should say, to try and undo some of the distortion that the game puts on it, it still doesn't look right. And I think things like the chromatic aberration, that sort of thing, are a little bit more apparent as well in that default distorted view, which I'm trying to avoid, because I want these things to look pretty. I can't believe that controls which way you go just by pressing forward. That's honestly blown my mind a little bit. I thought there was a save point just in here, but I must be wrong. I'm assuming we read these, didn't we? Yeah, all to do with the orb. We did. So, I'm assuming then this... Can't press that button again. Has opened up a whole new bunch of areas because there's no longer... It all looks a little bit different in this lower... In the rocks, you can definitely tell the lack of texture resolution on the rocks is quite apparent. Well, let's get out a torch. Get a bit of light on the subject. So it's a shame, because look at that. That looks pretty muddy and washed out, doesn't it? Bit of a shame, but there we go. Did he throw my candle out? Well, it's already on, isn't it? That's why I can't light it. Mines. So there's still a little bit of green sludge around. Inspect the building now that the acid is gone. So there's still a little bit of acid, or is that just rock? I think it's just rock, isn't it? I think I'm an idiot. I think I'm an idiot. It looked like there's a little bit of acid sludge at the bottom, but no. So there's a dead body. Excellent. Good start. No sign of the giant lizard creature. I was kind of half expecting footprints and the such like. I see a little bit of pop in there. It is frustrating. It is frustrating, but there's just not much I can really do, I'm afraid. I think it's better this than me not knowing, because the other thing with the red flicker is I don't look at the output all the time. If I spend 20-30 minutes recording something, and then I find it's got horrendous red flicker, do I want to go back and record it all again? I mean, I like recording things blind. I like things to be new. There have been a few too many occasions, really, where I've had to not record them blind. Because I've had various issues and the such like. Oh, it's those things. Oh, it's you bloody things. Yeah, you. Ah, so now it's trying to get us to go out the exit, isn't it? So if we go around there, that took us down a slightly different route to this orb, and that direction is how we get out of these caves. It takes us back to the beginning sort of areas, doesn't it? Now there was another location where we had an acid lake, but I can't quite remember where that is now. Yeah, so up there is the other exit. Now here's another acid lake. Okay, we'll take a quick look over here, and then we shall... Oh, do we want to take a look over here? I don't know if we'd get back up if we go down there. Oh, there are stairs there, aren't there? Okay, so we would get back up. We would. Would we? Yeah, we could jump up there, couldn't we? So we will take a quick look around, just in case there's anything interesting. Any little hidden entrances or relics at the bottom of the acid. Yeah. It's a shame. I'm going to have to stop moaning about it, though. Nothing we can do. This is the best solution at the moment, hopefully. Hopefully there'll be an OBS or Oculus update at some point soon. I'm hoping for Oculus, or I say I'm hoping. I'm expecting it to be more of an Oculus thing. So it's working beforehand, and now it's not, so... And as the issue is... I'm thinking of something different, aren't I? No, I'm thinking of something different. No, the OBS are involved in a different issue where we can't do game window recording with OBS Studio, which is the recording software I use at the moment. So OBS are not involved in the red flicker, so if you do have this issue, don't go bother them. I made a mistake there. I'm waiting just on Oculus. I did try using the PTC candidate to try and resolve a game library issue. I didn't see if that resolved... Oh, I need to sleep. The red flicker issue, so I might do that at some point. See if that has any impact. Okay, I don't think there's going to be anything around for the look of it. I'm sure, in fact, I'll take that back straight away. There probably is something somewhere. Have I just gone right back to the beginning? I absolutely have, haven't I? Oh no, I haven't. Different button, different candles. They are lit, so I have been this way. Yeah, let's just head back. I don't really want to waste too much time dallying around. Now that things are kicking off, I'm keen to progress, really, and see what's really going on in this crazy, crazy world. What's it called? Gliese 6143, something like that? Yeah, let's not go that way. Let's just head towards the forward vector. Let's just go upstairs. Probably are one or two things hidden down here now that the acid's gone, but I don't really want to spend the next hour and a half searching. So let's just head back. There's nothing obvious, so we've done what we can. Done what we can. Let's move on. So we need to... Where was it? Must be further around until we get back to where the stairs are. So yeah, it's interesting that our character said that the aliens came here, that they didn't start here. So if they came here, why?
Operator tired. Sleep advised.
Is it the acid lakes that brought them here? Was that something specific they were looking for? Is this kind of like maybe their home world and they moved off, went somewhere else and then came back afterwards? Like a Holy Land sort of thing? There we go. Okay, I am going to need... Oh no, I do kind of need that. Oh, I've got to go the long way around, haven't I? Our water is hemorrhaging out of our systems, apparently. I'm thinking that's because... This way? I think it was this way, wasn't it? Yes. That's because of our lack of sleep. But I do want to get upstairs before we sleep again. Although saying that, this is a little campsite here, isn't it? Let's put our torch away. Let's have some food. Let's have a drink. There's some water over here. And then
Operator tired. Sleep advised.
And then I will sleep. I'm going to find somewhere that's a reasonable temp. Oh, you little things. You little things. Okay, so we need a lot of sleep, so we'll give ourselves...
Advised.
The earthquake's gone. Come on. There we go. So we'll have a little sleep here then, and then we'll pop upstairs, take a look, see what's up the ladder. Where did it take us to again? I can't quite remember. I noticed somewhere like, I'm going to say original. By that I mean one of the original locations we are in. I can't quite... Oh god. Can't get my controller in hand.
Sleep quality good.
Gained a lot of health, but we're already maximum, so not much need for that. Alright then, let us pop up here and see what awaits us. Just blackness at the moment. Still blackness? There we go. Ah, yes. Took us back to this. Oh, I still can't believe that. Still cannot believe that. Stupid music. It scared me. Yes, took us back to one of these locations, didn't it? Where we had to... We stood on that already. Which allowed us to... Why does that sound like it's moving? I hope that's a glitch and there's not just me pushing the other side. Yeah, we're fine. Yes, we did pop out this way before, didn't we? Just to see what was out there. The sound sounds like it's coming from everywhere and it's absolutely terrifying. Here we go. This is what I was expecting. Now, are these the same footprints as we saw before? Because they're bigger than I expected. That is terrifying. Seriously, that is terrifying. So we know there's a massive creature around, probably that huge lizard thing. And he's apparently put a camera on our dead companion. Or taken some pictures, because that was where he was previously, not his existing location. Taken some pictures of our dead companion. Got a whole bunch of TVs, or monitors, that I assume he got from our wreckage, and I assume he's been collecting before we even got there, which suggests he's not the creature that we saw hanging up, because he'd have been doing this for a while. And then has just laid them in our path, trying to freak us out. I say trying to freak us out. Absolutely freaking us out, 100%. Now the controls are vibrating, and that's freaking me out even more. Oh, I don't like it. I do not like it. Don't like it. Don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. So it doesn't want us to go back up, and again, these bodies are new, aren't they? So not only has he collected the TVs, he's also collected just a bunch of dead bodies and strung them up for us. I'm pretty sure they weren't there before. Obviously wants us to go this way, following the footprints. We've been in there, that's a little secret area, wasn't it? Following the footprints and the TVs. What's down here? I can't really see a door, so I'll assume we've already been there. And there's not much else to see. Terrifying. Terrifying. And I am going to have to stop relatively soon. Oh, why would you do that? Silly game. It's worse than the dolls. At least the dolls I was pretty confident wouldn't hurt me. Whereas the giant lizard creature, I have no such assumption about. Okay, well, we've reached a little campsite. Is it classed as a campsite? Is there an icon around? There is, yeah. We've reached a little campsite. There's a nice little heat stone. There's a nice little water bath. If we go near this, we'll get nice and warm. Too warm. We'll get nice and warm. So I'm going to throw down my pillow. I need to go there. Good enough. My pillow and my mattress. I have a nice warm little spot. I have some food and water. I'm going to leave it there and have a little sleep. I'll get this out for the moment just so we can actually see something. I will also use this save point just in case something goes wrong with this sleep. I think, yeah, that's just to do with the graphics settings, causing that to pop in like that. So I hope you're still enjoying the Solus Project. It is all kicking off now and getting super weird, which is awesome, but freaking me right out. So if you are enjoying me getting freaked out by these little TV things everywhere, please do click the like button. It'd be very much appreciated. I'd like to know you like these things. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so you can keep up to date with all my upcoming videos and series and that sort of thing. And if you click the little bell button next to the subscribe, you'll get notified of any new videos that release as well, if, you know, that's something you want in your life. Obviously, I would highly encourage it. Any questions or comments, you can leave them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I see them. Otherwise, I shall see you next time in the Solus Project for more of this VR adventure. This freaky VR adventure, I'm going to say. Thank you very much for joining me. No, what am I doing? No. Continue. Sleep. Idiot. Just do 4 hours.